The camera starts rolling before anyone realizes something extraordinary is about to happen. In the middle of a noisy street, a little girl is about to give away the only food she has, and what the camera captures next will leave millions stunned, proving that true humanity can come from the smallest hands. It's a warm afternoon, the kind where the air feels heavy and people move quickly, focused only on their own lives. Vendors shout to sell their snacks. Cars crawl forward in traffic, and footsteps echo on the pavement. Near a small roadside food stall stands a little girl, no more than 7 years old. She has neatly tied hair, a simple dress slightly faded from many washes, and bright eyes that observe everything around her. In her hands, she holds a small paper bag with food inside. It's clear this is meant for her. Maybe lunch after school, maybe something her mother packed with care. She doesn't look hungry yet. Instead, she looks thoughtful. Her gaze drifts away from the stall, past the moving crowd, and settles on a man sitting near the edge of the road. He's slumped against a cracked wall, shoes torn, clothes dusty, beard untrimmed. His shoulders are heavy, like he's carrying years of disappointment. People pass him without slowing down. Some glance briefly, then look away. Others don't look at all. To most, he's invisible, but not to her. The girl keeps staring, her small fingers tightening around the paper bag. Something inside her is clearly fighting, childish instinct versus a deeper understanding no one taught her. She shifts her weight from one foot to the other. For a moment, it looks like she might turn back to the stall. But then, without asking permission, without looking for approval, she steps forward. The camera follows her movement casually at first, still unaware of the weight of the moment. She walks slowly, carefully, as if afraid the courage she's found might disappear if she rushes. Each step brings her closer to the man and farther from her own comfort. The street noise seems to dull as she approaches him. The man hasn't noticed her yet. His head is down, eyes fixed on the ground, hands resting limply in his lap. He looks tired, not just physically, but emotionally. Like someone who has stopped expecting anything good to happen. The girl stops right in front of him. For a few seconds, she just stands there. She swallows, gathers herself, and softly clears her throat. The sound is barely audible, but it's enough. The man looks up. His eyes widen slightly, confusion spreading across his face. A child? Standing here? Alone? His expression shifts from confusion to concern, then curiosity. He glances around, maybe expecting an adult nearby. There is none. The girl lifts the paper bag with both hands and stretches it toward him. Her arms tremble a little, not from fear, but from the importance of what she's doing. She doesn't say a word. She doesn't smile proudly. She simply offers. The man stares at the bag, then at her face. His lips part, but no sound comes out. You can see the disbelief in his eyes. Slowly, as if afraid this is some kind of mistake, he reaches out and takes the bag. Their fingers brush for just a second. That second changes everything. The man looks inside the bag, then back at the girl. His eyes glisten. He lowers his head, pressing his lips together, trying to hold something back. When he finally speaks, his voice cracks. He asks her why. Why would she give him her food? The girl shrugs gently. "You looked hungry," she says. That's it. No speech, no lesson. Just truth. The man lets out a shaky breath and covers his face with one hand. People walking by begin to slow down. Someone notices the camera now. Another person stops entirely. The invisible man is invisible no longer. The girl stays where she is, watching him carefully, as if making sure he's okay. When he finally looks up again, tears are running freely down his cheeks. He thanks her, over and over, his voice breaking each time. He tells her she has no idea what this means to him. But the truth is, neither does he, because the camera keeps recording. What no one knows yet is that this moment is about to travel far beyond this street. That this simple act of kindness will uncover a past no one expected, spark a chain reaction that will shock everyone watching, and reveal a truth about the man that will completely change how people see him and how he sees himself. The girl turns to leave, satisfied, lighter somehow, even without her food. She doesn't wait for applause. She doesn't look back. But the world is about to look very closely at her. And this is only the beginning. The girl walks back toward the food stall, her small steps calm, almost casual, as if she's done nothing unusual. But behind her, the world has shifted. The man sits frozen for a moment, staring at the paper bag in his hands like it might disappear. He opens it again, slower this time. Inside is a simple meal, nothing fancy. But to him it feels priceless. He takes a bite, and his shoulders begin to shake. This time, he doesn't try to hide it. A woman standing nearby notices his reaction and stops. Then another person slows down. Whispers ripple through the street. Someone nudges someone else and points gently, not mockingly, but with curiosity. The camera, still rolling, captures faces turning, expressions softening. For the first time in a long while, people are really seeing this man. The girl's mother finally realizes her daughter has wandered off and calls out her name. When the girl returns, her mother asks where her food went. The girl answers honestly, pointing back toward the man. For a split second, fear flashes across the mother's face. Not anger, but worry. She turns to look, and then she sees the man crying. The mother's expression changes. She doesn't scold her daughter. She doesn't pull her away. Instead, she holds her hand a little tighter and watches quietly, as if trying to understand the weight of what just happened. The camera catches this too, the silence between a parent and a child where no correction is needed. Across the street, the man finishes the food slowly, respectfully. When he's done, he carefully folds the paper bag and places it beside him, as if it's something worth keeping. He wipes his face and looks around, suddenly aware of the attention. Old instincts kick in, embarrassment, shame. But something is different this time. No one is laughing. No one is pushing him away. Someone asks him his name. He hesitates. It's been a long time since anyone asked him that. Finally, he answers in a low voice. The sound of his own name seems to surprise him. Another person asks how long he's been on the street. He shrugs. Too long, he says. The questions come slowly, gently. Where is your family? What happened? Do you need help? At first, he answers vaguely. Years of being ignored have taught him not to open up. But then his eyes drift back to the little girl, now standing beside her mother, watching him with concern. She gave him food without needing his story, without conditions. Something inside him loosens. He starts talking. He explains that he wasn't always on the street. He once had a job, a small apartment, a routine. He talks about a series of bad decisions, bad luck, and one tragedy that broke him completely. A workplace accident, medical bills, losing his job, losing his home, losing contact with his family because he felt like a failure. His voice trembles as he admits that the hardest part wasn't hunger, it was feeling forgotten. The street has grown quieter now. Even the traffic seems distant. People are listening. The camera captures nodding heads, hands covering mouths, eyes blinking back tears. This isn't just a homeless man anymore. This is someone's son, someone's brother, someone who once had dreams. A young man steps forward and offers him a bottle of water. Another person places a small amount of money near his feet. A woman asks if he knows of a shelter nearby. The man thanks them, overwhelmed. He keeps saying, "I didn't expect this. I really didn't." The girl's mother kneels beside her daughter and whispers something. The girl nods, then steps forward again. This time, she doesn't give anything. She just smiles at the man. It's a quiet smile, pure and unguarded. The man smiles back, a real smile, maybe his first in months. That smile becomes the moment everyone remembers. Later, when the video is uploaded, it spreads faster than anyone expects. Millions of views. Comments pouring in from all over the world. People praise the girl. People cry. People share their own stories of kindness, of loss, of regret. But something else happens too. Someone recognizes the man. A comment appears from an account that looks ordinary at first, then another, then another. They all say the same thing in different ways. That looks like him. An old coworker. A friend from years ago. Slowly, a name surfaces. A past resurfaces. The man wasn't just anyone. He was once known in his community, respected, loved, and his disappearance had left questions no one ever answered. The camera didn't just catch an act of kindness, it caught the beginning of a reunion no one thought was possible. And the little girl? She goes home that day, probably thinking about homework or dinner, or what she'll play tomorrow. She doesn't know that her small choice has already changed a life, and is about to change many more. Because the truth behind the man's past is still coming. And when it comes, it will shock everyone who thought they understood this story. The man doesn't know any of this yet. He doesn't know that while he sits on the curb that evening, wrapped in a donated jacket, his face is traveling across phones, laptops, and televisions. He doesn't know that his name, spoken so softly on that street, is being typed into search bars by people who never stopped wondering what happened to him. That night, he sleeps differently. Not better, not comfortably, but with something unfamiliar resting on his chest. Hope. It scares him more than hunger ever did. The next morning, volunteers from a local outreach group find him earlier than usual. They've seen the video. One of them kneels and says his name, carefully, as if afraid it might hurt. He looks up, startled. For a moment, he thinks he's done something wrong. That's what years on the street teach you, to expect trouble before kindness. But instead, they tell him people are asking about him, looking for him. He laughs at first, a dry, disbelieving sound. "Nobody looks for me," he says. But they show him a phone, comment after comment, messages from strangers offering help. And then one message that makes his breath catch. It's from his sister. He hasn't heard her voice in over a decade. After their parents died, after everything fell apart, he disappeared. Not because he wanted to hurt her, but because shame convinced him she'd be better off without him. He never imagined she spent years searching shelters, hospitals, even morgues, hoping not to find him in the worst way. His hands shake as he stares at her message. She says she recognized his eyes. Says she knew it was him the moment she saw him take that bite of food. Says she's been praying for this day. He cries again, but this time it's different. This time, the tears don't feel like an ending. Within days, arrangements are made. The outreach group helps him get cleaned up, gives him clothes that fit, helps him sit across from a social worker without feeling judged. Paperwork feels overwhelming. But people walk him through it slowly. No one rushes him. No one talks down to him. When his sister arrives, the reunion isn't dramatic the way movies make it. There's no running across fields or swelling music. There's just two people standing awkwardly in a small room, staring at each other, unsure how to bridge 10 years of silence. She's the one who moves first. She wraps her arms around him, and he breaks completely. Later, she tells him about her life, about how she never stopped believing he was alive, about how she told her children stories about their uncle, even when she didn't know where he was. He tells her everything he's never said out loud. The failures, the fear, the nights he wished he wouldn't wake up. She listens. That's the gift she gives him. Not fixing him, not lecturing him, just listening. And the little girl? Her family sees the video too. Friends send it to them before they even realize it's gone viral. The mother watches it with her hand over her mouth, seeing details she missed in the moment. The way her daughter didn't hesitate, the way the man's face changed, the way people gathered. She asks her daughter why she gave the food away. The girl shrugs. "He looked hungry," she says, as if that's the whole explanation. And maybe it is. Weeks later, they're invited to meet the man again. This time, he's cleaner, steadier, but still recognizably the same. He brings a small gift for the girl, not expensive, just something meaningful. A bracelet he made during a community workshop, woven carefully, imperfectly. He thanks her, properly this time. He tells her she reminded him he was human when he'd almost forgotten. He listens, serious and attentive, then asks if he's okay now. He smiles. "I'm getting there," he says. The video continues to ripple outward. Donations pour into shelters. People volunteer. Others admit they've walked past suffering too many times without seeing it. Schools show the clip during assemblies. Parents use it to talk to their children about empathy, about choice. But the most important change doesn't happen online. It happens quietly. The man starts rebuilding, slowly, painfully. Some days are harder than others. Trauma doesn't disappear just because kindness shows up. But now, when he stumbles, there's a hand to steady him, a sister to call, a community that knows his name. And every so often, he thinks about that little girl, about how she didn't know his past, didn't know what he'd lost. She just saw a person in need and acted. That's the truth her family rewarded him with. Not money, not fame, not even reunion. The truth that he was still worth saving. And the truth that sometimes, the smallest act, caught by chance, can pull someone back from the edge and remind the world who we are when we choose compassion. That camera didn't just capture a moment. It captured proof that humanity still exists, quietly, bravely, in the hands of a child who simply chose to share.